What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special holiday episode of Game Nights. The show is brought to you by Wizards of the Coast.
We've got a very exciting episode, and the excitement is not just about my outfit. No, we have some really cool guests. We have CAG member Olivia Gobert-Hicks, and also Arin, Egoraptor from the Game Grumps, Internet Legend.
Oh, yeah.
And on this episode, we're doing some stuff we've never done before. First of all, we have the craziest, most foiled, blinged out decks that you have ever seen that we're playing.
Oh, my goodness. Each of these decks is absolutely filled to the brim with foils, borderless arts, masterpieces, invocations, secret layers, the most blinged out cards in the history of Magic, all in these beautiful Commander decks.
And we're doing something really, really special. You out there in the audience could actually have a chance to get your hands on the actual decks that each of us play in the show, the full deck. So what we're doing is in the show notes, there's going to be some links to some eBay auctions. Now, Channel Firewall graciously donated the cards that we used in this episode, and then they're putting up these auctions, and then they're going to donate the proceeds from the auctions to charity.
Yep, No Kids Hungry. It's a charity dedicated to ending child hunger in America. So that means that every single one of you out there has the chance to go and bid on the decks that we actually played in today's episode, and the proceeds go to charity. Great cause.
Yeah, you want to win these decks because there's a lot of value in them, and they look beautiful. They're a piece of Game Night's history. Those links will be in the show notes, so make sure that you go there to find out how to find them.
Yeah, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and again, big thanks to channelfireball.com/command. That's our affiliate link if you just want to support the show using that as well.
And then, of course, if you get your hands on the decks that we played or any other cool cards, you really want to protect that stuff. UltraPro products are the best in the business at protecting your game pieces. And I got to say, there's another thing happening in this episode, which is we are unveiling a new kind of playmat that UltraPro has developed. I don't want to ruin it here by discussing it too much. Just pay attention to the playmat reveal in the episode, because there are some new stuff that we are unveiling that it just looks amazing.
Yeah, brand new technology, some of the coolest playmats I've ever seen printed, and the art on them also fantastic. So UltraPro, again, is the #1 way to protect your game pieces. Josh and I have been trusting for a long, long time to protect our own cards, and there's a reason that we use them on a show like this, because we know that at the end of the day, these decks are going to come out in pristine condition because they're protected by UltraPro products.
All right. And the final way to support all of our content is directly if you go to patreon.com/command zone. You get to watch Game Nights early. You get to interact with us on our Discord. You get to do all kinds of cool stuff, like probably make me wear insane outfits like this. I don't know why. This thing is so distracting. It's like I'm forgetting all my lines.
It's pretty great. You look great. I mean, you look really cute. Let's be honest.
I look cute. Great.
But we do it for our patrons. All of you are genuinely why we get to make this content every single day and provide it to you. And you get to watch the content early, so you already know all of the cool things that we're going to reveal in today's episode.
Yeah, one last thing. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode. We always give stuff away, but of course it's the holidays, so we're giving away even cooler stuff, including those awesome new UltraPro playmats that we just talked about.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss out. Stick around till the end of the game so that you can enter the giveaway.
All right, this episode is going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to show off all of these decks. This is going to be the best Blingmas ever.
You know, Jimmy, I'm a little worried that not everybody in the audience is really going to know what Blingmas is.
That's a good point. If only there was a way that we could teach them about it.
One Christmas night, Santa was flying his sleigh, delivering generous gifts to all the world's children. But then, a thick fog rolled across the land, making it impossible for Santa to complete his journey, and also preventing all combat damage. Santa wept.
Oh no!
But sitting next to Santa was his genius best friend, Joshua, who came up with a brilliant idea.
What was it?
Joshua realized that Santa's sleigh was full of presents, including loads of fancy magic cards, foils, promos, secret layers, and more. Every bling card under the moon was in those sacks.
So,
Joshua rummaged through the bags until he found the perfect card, a foil secret layer chromatic lantern. He held it out towards the night sky, and its light shone so bright, it dispelled the fog faster than you can, dispel a fog. Santa was overjoyed.
Ho, ho, ho! You're incredible, Joshua! You saved Christmas, and your threat assessment is always perfect!
Thanks, Santa. I know. And so all the children got their presents, thanks to me. Thanks to all the foil and shiny cards. Thanks to Bling. And that's why we celebrate Blingmas.
Wait, Blingmas? What's that?
Oh, it's the holiday every year where we get together and play the most blinged out decks we can. We got foils, promos, as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, it's the best, but that's not how it started.
That's how I remember it.
Well, the real story is darker, more European, and features a better male lead. One Christmas back in the old country, a handsome, talented boy named Jimothy set off through the snow-covered forest to play commander with his grandma. He had been warned not to stray from the homeward path, but as he walked, a twinkle caught his eye.
Is that a Judge Promoristic study?
It was, but it was also a trap that led him into the secret lair of the Christmas Sphinx.
You have strayed from the path. Now I shall add you to my menagerie of misbehaving children. My collective company, if you will. Unless you give me a riddle that I cannot solve.
Jimothy pondered for a moment, chose not to shuffle, then pulled out a single card.
Here's your riddle. What's this card's name?
The Sphinx squinted and frowned.
What the Christmas heck is this?
The card was an Amonkhet invocation, so try as he might, he could not decipher the font.
All right, you can go.
And so, in his infinite cleverness, Jimothy was allowed to leave and trounce his grandmother with his mono red Neheb deck. That game was the first Blingmas, and every year we celebrate that big brain play by using all our fanciest and shiny cards.
Wait, so Jimothy abandoned all those kidnapped children?
Y'all talking about Blingmas? Well, you got it all wrong. What had happened was, in the beginning, there was no Santa. Until a group of 5 Blingateers got together and let their powers combine.
Borderless!
Showcase!
Masterpiece, secret lair.
Heart of Kieran! By your powers combined, I am Santa Claus!
Go Santa!
And that's Blingmas, baby.
Look, we may never know how Blingmas really started, but we do know how it ends. Y'all begging for mercy as I obliterate your faces with the most shiniest, blinged out deck you've ever seen.
Oh, you are so on.
Let's go! Happy Blingmas, everyone. Welcome to a very special holiday episode of Game Nights.
On this episode, we're very excited because one of our guests is a straight up internet legend.
Hey, I'm Arin Hanson. You might know me as Egoraptor, and you might know me from Game Grumps. But today, forget all that. It's time to get into the game.
Hey everyone, it's Olivia Gobert-Hicks. You might know me from the Commander Advisory Group as a Magic cosplayer or someone who streams Commander on Twitch 3 times a week. But today, we're here to celebrate Blingmas in style.
All of our decks are built exclusively with bling cards that could be showcase,
Full art borderless foils,
Masterpieces, baby.
alternate art,
classic frame,
Expeditions,
judge promo,
and secret layers galore.
and it's not just the cards that are blinged out in the episode, it's the playmats, it's the deck boxes, and it's also the players.
So my commander is Tiamat. And my deck is Dragons Without Borders. It's called that because every single card in the deck is either its extended art or borderless version. It's also called that because it's full of big, beautiful dragons. So this game, I want to fill the board with powerful flyers, maybe with some help from Tiamat fetching them to my hand, then take out my opponents with an all-out air assault.
So the commander I'm playing today is Narset.
Now begins the Age of Enlightenment.
And this deck is called Narset's Enlightened Masterpieces. It's jam-packed with a ton of Masterpiece cards. My plan is to get out Narset, swing with her, and cast a handful of shiny Masterpieces for free until I outpace my opponents and win the game.
So my bling deck today is Saskia, the Unyielding. And this is Saskia's Showcase Showdown. Every single one of my creatures appears in a showcase frame. This commander's pretty straightforward. Turn stuff sideways, then get damage doubled by my commander. With Saskia leading my army of artistic assailants, all I have to do is swing into victory.
The commander I'm playing today is Atraxa Predator's Voice. This deck's subtitle is Atraxa's Secret Superfriends. My goal is to get a bunch of beautiful stained glass planeswalkers on the board. Use Atraxa's ability to proliferate the loyalty counters on them, and just churn out value with loyalty abilities every turn and pave my way to victory.
All right, let's do this.
No borders, no weaknesses.
The secret's out. I'm here to win.
Time to showcase my talents.
Welcome to the table, everyone. As always, it's time to reveal our brand new UltraPro playmats.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a brand new type of playmat from UltraPro. It is the Holofoil playmat. As you can tell, they glitter under the light.
These are amazing. And what is this artwork from?
So apparently this is a secret layer that is coming out, but we didn't get any other information about it.
Oh, okay.
It's a tease for a future secret layer.
Very chibi.
Yeah, it's really nice.
They look really sweet.
I'm loving this.
Yeah. Something else the secret layer team also wanted me to ask everyone is what your astrological signs are.
Are you asking me my sign, Josh?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't make me blush.
Wow.
Yeah. I have no idea if that's related to this secret layer. I think it's a different secret layer of some kind.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we know.
Well, Aaron, because it is your first time at the Game Nights table, we have a very special tradition.
Uh-oh.
Olivia, would you like to do the honors?
My
What is that?
pleasure.
No!
Off with his head.
Don't!
All right, I dub thee Sir Aaron Game Night.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, I already did, but thank you for that pomp and circumstance.
Welcome to Game Nights.
Only one may stand.
All right, everyone ready?
Ready?
Do it.
Let's bling.
This is a beautiful hand.
All right, I will draw my card for turn. I'm gonna play a Terramorphic Expanse. Would you like me to read the text?
I'll just trust you that
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I may select a land with a basic super type among those cards and put it onto the battlefield. If I do it,
Why would anyone make full text basic lands? Who does that?
Cool!
and that's gonna do it for me. I'll pass turn.
Okay, it is my turn now. I'm going to draw. I'm gonna play a command tower.
Ooh.
And then I'm gonna pass.
All right, I will draw for turn. I will start off with a Ketria Triome.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Okay, I will draw, and I'm gonna play Spire Garden since I have 2 or more opponents. It'll enter untapped.
Yep.
And then I will play an Ignoble Hierarch.
Oh,
ramp.
Ooh, I love the sketch version of this card. Not only is it a great card, but it also looks super sweet.
This is like a perfect turn 1 play from Olivia's deck because it's gonna help her ramp, and that Exalted ability means that her creatures are gonna get bigger, which is scary because the Saskia deck is very combat focused, and I don't wanna see a lot of damage coming from it early.
I will pass the turn to Jimmy.
At the end of your turn, I will tap my Terramorphic Expanse and sacrifice it. I will find a basic island, put it into play tapped.
That does not look like a basic island.
Well, every island's complicated, really. Okay, I'm going to untap and draw for turn. I will play a Godless Shrine. That's a secret lair, and it's also gonna come in untapped, so I'll take 2 life and go to 38. And then I'm going to play a Selesnya Signet.
Ooh,
How dare
fancy.
you.
Very fancy.
I think we're gonna be saying fancy a lot this game, actually.
yeah.
I should stop saying it.
Blingy. No, pass to you, Aaron.
Ooh, in your end step.
Will you?
I'm going to play Brainstorm.
Be Legacy now. This is one of those cards that's extremely dangerous in a Narset deck because Aaron can change what cards are on top when this commander attacks. Fortunately, I think he's just trying to dig a little deeper in the early game here, so I'm glad to see him use it right now.
I will draw the top 3 cards of my library. And then I have to put 2 back here. Let me think. I'm gonna put these 2 on top.
Okay.
And then my turn?
I believe so.
Ooh, untap my command tower and de-raw a Seard. And guess what? I'm gonna play a Mountain.
Nice.
And then you know what I'm gonna do?
I don't know. We actually don't. None of us do.
Pass.
Mountain Go, let's do it.
Right.
Strongest play in Magic.
It's true.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw. All right, I'm gonna play a Forest, and then I'm going to play 3 Visits.
Cool.
And I will go find an Indatha Triome and put it into play tapped. So everybody at the table is playing a theme deck, which might make you think that maybe everything's not fully optimized, but so far, this is playing out like a normal game of Commander. Ramping early, and probably some big scary stuff coming soon. And that's all I can do. Olivia, go ahead.
Okay, I'll untap. Draw for turn. I will tap the Spire Garden and a Noble Hierarch for a Lotus Cobra.
Uh-oh! I'm looking at this Lotus Cobra and I'm thinking, this bad boy needs to get out of here. I played enough Standard to know that this is not a good situation for me.
I know I'm playing a Saskia creature-heavy deck that's really being aggro, but remember it's got green in it, so all I'm here to do is ramp. I'm going to play a Forest.
Okay.
I will get bonus mana.
What color mana?
It'll be green. and play Sylvan Library.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a huge fan of this card. It looks awesome on the battlefield, and it's one of the best card draw spells you can put out early in the game. Frankly, Olivia, I'm jealous.
Jeez, that's a good turn, by the way.
Yeah.
2 powerhouses, that's great.
It's fine, don't worry. I'll pass the turn to Jimmy.
All right, I will untap and draw my card for turn. I'm going to tap for a blue and a black and cast Baleful Strix.
Nice.
What a hoot! When that enters the battlefield, I will draw a card for the Baleful Strix.
Yep. So this card is actually pretty annoying for my deck because I'm gonna be creating really big flyers, dragons, and the fact that Jimmy has this cheap Death Touch flying creature, it's gonna make it hard to swing in.
I'll take 1 damage for using my Mana Confluence, going to 37. And then I'm gonna do what Olivia did and play my own Sylvan Library.
Hey!
How are there 2 Sylvan libraries?
That seems good.
I don't necessarily mind Jimmy playing a Sylvan Library, but mine should be the only one on the board.
It's just rude.
It is. It's really thoughtless, honestly, inconsiderate.
I'm in a Planeswalker deck, so 2 things are extremely important. Good blockers for my Planeswalkers, and also the ability to search through my deck to find the combo pieces to really go off. I feel very good about my position, which is kind of a rarity, honestly. Okay, pass turn to you, Arin.
Okay, in your end step.
I knew it.
I am going to play Lightning Bolt, targeting Olivia's Lotus Cobra.
Come on.
Stupid snake, get the heck out of here, making mana.
I mean, it makes sense to not let me get too far ahead too early, but I'm not super thrilled about it.
All right, I will untap and draw. I'm gonna play a Flooded Strand.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to pass the turn because that's all I can do, or is it?
I didn't realize the Narset deck was like an instant speed deck. So far, Arin hasn't done a lot in this game. He doesn't have any extra ramp on the table, no card draw, but he keeps playing instants, so maybe he's more of an in-response deck, which makes me a little nervous because I'm the player that goes right after him. So anything I do that's scary, he might have an answer for. All right, I will untap. I will draw for turn. I think this is gonna be helping both Jimmy and Olivia.
That's fine.
It'll make the game interesting, so I'm gonna do it, but I don't actually think it's probably good for me, but that'll be interesting. All right, I'm gonna play a Haunted Ridge, and then I will play a Court of Bounty.
Oh.
And when that enters the battlefield, I will become the monarch. Bow before me, peasants. I'm not sure that this card is the best in this situation because I don't have any creatures on the table, so I don't have the ability to defend the monarch or take it back when it gets stolen. But the first ability on the card, to put an extra land into play each turn, is really important for my deck because dragons cost a lot of mana. So I think it's still worth playing it. That's all I can do, so I will go to my end step because I'm the monarch. I will draw a card, and I'll pass the turn.
I'm gonna untap everything here. I will Sylvan Library and draw 3.
Brainstorm every turn.
I know, it's crazy. I'm not gonna pay the 8 and put 2 back. I'm gonna play the Deathcap Glade.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna tap 3 and cultivate.
Ah, okay, so you're shuffling away.
That Sylvan Library wasn't super hot, not excited to draw the next 2 cards. So cultivate's the perfect reason to both ramp and find something new at the top of my deck. And I'll find 2 basic lands. The plains will go into play and the forest into my hand. I will now move to combat.
Yep.
And swing Ignoble Hierarch.
The monarchy!
At Josh. Because it's the only creature swinging, it will get +1/+1.
So it's a 1/2?
Yes.
I obviously cannot block. I will take 1 damage. I'll go to 39, and more importantly, I will abdicate the monarchy.
I will become impeached.
Yes.
I'm gonna move to my end step, draw a card, and pass the turn to Jimmy.
Okay, I'm going to untap. I will go to my draw step, and because of Sylvan Library, I will draw 3 cards.
Yep.
I'm only gonna put 1 card back, so I will pay 4 life for the extra card I drew.
Nice.
And that will take me to 33.
Dang, was that good, eh?
And then I will tap 3 mana and play a Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Good.
Naked beautiful boy.
So this is a really good card for Jimmy's deck. He's 4 colors, so being able to not have to worry about his mana is important. Also, it's a 2/4 blocker, and we know he's a Super Friends deck, so that is relevant.
That allows me to play an additional land on each of my turns, so I will play a Zagoth Triome. Normally with a card like this, you can run out of gas and then can't take advantage of that play a second land every turn ability. But with Sylvan Library on the table, oh, I can dig through my deck, ramp out, get my game plan going faster, and hopefully take over the board. I'll then go to combat, and Olivia, you have the monarchy, so I'm gonna swing my Baleful Strix at you for 1 damage.
All right. I will take 1 damage. Going to 39. and I'm gonna give you this crown.
Yay, I am the monarch, so I'm gonna pass the turn and I will draw for being the monarch.
In your end step, I'm gonna pay 1 life and crack my flooded strand, going to 39 life. And then I am going to find myself a hollowed fountain.
Nice.
And I am playing it tapped. All right, untap, draw card. Stop! Stop it with this stuff that I'm drawing. I don't want it, I don't need it.
You just shuffled.
Anyway, I'm gonna play this land, and then you'll never believe what's happening next.
Passing of the turn?
Gonna pass.
What the heck?
Don't worry, stuff's gonna happen in like turn 17. It's looking pretty bad right now. I'm not getting the cards that I need from my draw. It's just lands. It's all lands.
Narset has a great catch-up mechanic, right? She gets out there and then just plays cards off the top of your deck. He definitely is behind right now, but Narset can come out of nowhere in any game. I will untap. On my upkeep, Court of Bounty will trigger. So I will put out a Marsh Flats.
Sure.
And then I will draw for turn. Then I'm gonna play a Vault of Champions as my land for turn. And then I'll cast Nature's Lore.
That's beautiful.
I'm gonna crack my Marsh Flats at the same time so I can just search for both lands all at once. Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
I'll go 38. And I will find a forest and a plains. And both will come into play untapped. And I will play Tanazir Quandrix.
Oh.
A what?
It's not great right now, but it is a 4/4 flyer with trample.
I mean, Josh just played this beautiful dragon. The art's gorgeous. The borderless foil is fantastic. It does absolutely nothing for him outside of being a body.
This is not great, but hey, it's a card I can play. I want blockers. I maybe want to steal the Monarch in a minute, so I gotta get it out there. Wait, hey, listen, it's a theme deck, so there's only so many cards available to the theme, and this was one of them. Go, ya.
All right, I'll untap. I will Sylvan Library. I'm going to put 2 back, paying no life.
What?
And then I will play Saskia!
Ooh.
Oh boy. She's here. So whenever Saskia gets played, you're kind of secretly like crossing your fingers and hope that you're not the player that's chosen. Because it's really bad if you are. She can hit any other player and do damage to you, or she can hit you and deal double damage to you. So I'm just really hoping she chooses somebody else. The big question, who are you naming?
I know, it's the hardest question.
Yeah.
Obviously me, I'm the biggest threat right now. Olivia's not gonna pick me. She can just swing at me. It's free real estate.
Saskia can just avoid big scary board states. There's no reason to not take absolute advantage of that.
There is no doubt that Olivia is probably gonna pick me for Saskia. I've got the best board state. I also have a really good blocker, so it makes sense that Olivia would choose me.
So I'm gonna choose Jimmy for Saskia.
Come on.
You're gonna name Jimmy?
Yep.
I'm in favor of this strategy.
I'm gonna move to combat and I will swing Saskia at Arin.
Why am I not surprised?
And because of Exalted on Ignoble Hierarch, Saskia will be a 4/5.
Oh no. So I take 4 damage and 4 commander damage.
That's right.
This is true.
All right, I'll go to 35.
And because of Saskia's ability, I will also take 4 damage and I'm gonna go to 29. Yowza.
That's it for me. I will pass to Jimmy.
Okay, I will untap all my stuff and I'll draw my 3 cards because of Sylvan Library.
Good for you,
It's like they're rubbing it in.
Jimmy's thinking.
A lot of math going on over here.
I have some crazy powerful cards in my hand and this turn could be amazing, but I have to play them in a slightly different order because of how much mana I have. It's still gonna be an awesome turn, but it's not gonna be completely nuts. I'm gonna put 1 card back on top of my library, and that means I'm gonna take 4 life and go to 25. So, because of the Dryad, I can play 2 lands. So I'll play a Branchloft Pathway and a Marsh Flats.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands, and I'm gonna play my first Planeswalker. It's Nissa, who shakes the world.
Whoa.
So Nissa by herself isn't too scary, because that will only double mana from forests. But Dryad makes all of those lands forests. So now all of Jimmy's lands tap for double. I don't like anything with blue-green having that much mana.
Okay, this is a little bit of out of order, but I had to do it to have the mana. So I'm gonna tap for 6 mana, and I'm gonna play a Doubling Season.
Jeez Louise. What turn is it?
I'm in danger.
Oh boy. This is probably the scariest card in Jimmy's entire deck.
The way that it's worded, any planeswalker he plays is going to enter with double the amount of starting loyalty. And on some cards, that is just game ending right away.
Unfortunately, I couldn't play Doubling Season before I played Nissa because of how the mana worked out. So it's still really good, but it's not super busted.
Oh yeah, I felt so bad for him. You can't ult with Nissa. Now the Doubling Season came out after Nissa was cast. Bummer, dude. When do I get to cast something?
I'm gonna uptick Nissa, and I'm going to untap this Swamp, and that's gonna put 6 +1/+1 counters on it because of Doubling Season.
So it's a 6/6?
It's a 6/6, yep, with Vigilance.
Yikes.
So you might be wondering why Nissa doesn't get 2 loyalty counters because of Doubling Season when Jimmy activates her here. It's because it's part of a cost and not an effect. And Doubling Season only doubles counters if it's a result of an effect. Everybody got that, right? Not confusing at all.
So it's a pretty big creature, but I'm actually gonna tap it for mana. So now I have 2 mana and I have 1 floating, and I'm gonna play Jiang Yangu Wildcrafter. Because of Doubling Season, it's actually gonna come in with 6 loyalty counters.
Oh boy.
The good news about this card is that it's a planeswalker that has no ultimate ability, so all that extra loyalty it gets from Doubling Season isn't that big of a deal.
But here's the thing, it adds 1/1 counters, Doubling Season doubles that. So at least my creatures are gonna get really big and scary. I'm gonna -1 Jiang Yangu. I get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on the creature because of Doubling Season. So I'm gonna throw them on the Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Ooh, is now a 4/6. I'm gonna go to combat, and Olivia, I'm gonna swing at you with the Dryad for 4 damage.
Oof, I will take 4 damage. And go to 35.
Okay, I will go to my end step, and I will draw a card because I am the Monarch. And I'll pass to you, Aaron.
Look at what he did!
You got a problem
We're all
with that, Josh?
playing theme decks. What the hell's going on over there?
Okay, so look at Jimmy's board now. Out of nowhere, he's just way ahead of everybody else. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to keep up.
I mean, if he gets to hold on to all this, it'll be bonkers. But there's 3 of us. We all have turns and can attack planeswalkers, I guess. Hopefully it'll turn out okay.
All right. I will not untap anything because I tapped for nothing last turn, and then I'm gonna draw.
Yep.
I'm gonna tap 5 mana to play Tezzeret the Seeker.
Nice.
He did a thing! Yay, Aaron!
I'm hoping that with Tezzeret, I can get some mana so that I can cast Narset so that I can get some cards. But that's a lot of ifs. And then I will activate Tezzeret's second ability for X = 1 to find myself a mana vault.
Oh, hey!
Bada bing, bada boom.
So this is a great card to find for Aaron here. Mana Vault has a big drawback, right? It's hard to untap. But Tezzeret's first ability allows him to untap it every single turn. So he's able to really catch up in the mana department with just 1 play here.
I'm gonna pass the turn because I'm such a good boy.
You did stuff though.
I did, dude.
Boom.
I'm feeling
Boom.
good. I'm feeling fresh.
I wish the stuff you did was like kill some of Jimmy's stuff, but that was good too.
Well, you know, I would have if I could have.
Okay. I will untap. On my upkeep, Court of Bounty will trigger. I can put a land from my hand into play. I will do so. It is a mountain.
Not bad.
I will draw for turn. All right, I'm gonna go to combat, and I am going to swing Tanazir. It unfortunately does not kill either Planeswalker, which kind of sucks.
Nope.
I think I'm just gonna swing it at Jimmy and try and stop this Sylvan Library card draw.
Wow.
So my dragon is not big enough to take out either one of Jimmy's planeswalkers right now. I think one of the problems we're facing is he's got a Sylvan Library. So all of his life is actually equal to cards. So every little bit of damage we can deal to him, that kind of takes cards away from him. He does have a 1/1 flyer with Death Touch, but that's gonna be a problem for me the entire game, and I don't really see any other way around it but just swinging through it. So he's gonna have to block eventually.
I am gonna go ahead and block with my Baleful Strix.
Yep, okay. Baleful and Tanazir both die.
Yep.
And then because of the trample, Jimmy, you will still take 3.
And I'll go to 22.
And that is combat damage, so I will get the Monarch.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've won.
And then I will pay 7 mana and I will cast Tiamat.
Okay.
Okay, so when Tiamat enters the battlefield, I will search my library for 5 dragons.
Jeez.
So my commander is here, and it's gonna allow me to go tutor for the best 5 dragons in my deck. Now remember, this is a borderless theme deck, so I'm a little bit limited in the dragons that I have available to me, but I'm pretty sure I can still find 5 really awesome ones.
So I will find Beledros Witherbloom.
Oh gosh.
Terror of the Peaks. Dragonborn Champion. Scion of Draco. And Imarith Desert Doom.
Uh-oh. So it looks like Josh got some really good finishers, but doesn't have enough mana to play everything. So he's got firepower for later.
I'm actually kind of rooting for Josh right now because Jimmy's got a board state that's just gonna destroy us all in the next turn or two. Now, Josh has got a fighting chance. It's like seeing Godzilla come and fight Mechagodzilla. They're both bad guys, but at least I want Godzilla to win.
And then I will go to my end step, and because I'm the Monarch, I will draw a card. But I actually have 9 cards in hand now, so I have to discard 2. So I will discard a Leyline Tyrant and Imarith.
Oof.
I didn't think I was gonna have 9 cards, so I didn't think about Monarch, so.
Josh just found all of these terrifying creatures. He also just got the Monarch back, which means if he still has it by his upkeep, he's gonna be able to start cheating out those crazy dragons, and that might be game over for me.
Okay, and then that's it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Libby.
All right. I'll untap. I will Sylvan Library and draw 3. Okay, I'm going to return 2.
Take no damage?
Take no damage.
Okay.
Come on.
I will play Overgrown Farmland.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing Saskia at Jimmy. Remember, Saskia is a 4/5 because of the Exalted.
Okay. This attack makes total sense. I have a doubling season in a Planeswalker deck, and all of my lands generate double mana. This isn't that much damage though, so I think I can weather the storm. I just need to make it to my next turn and I'll be fine. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and not block.
Yep.
Because I can't block and I'm gonna take 4 damage.
Before damage.
Uh-oh.
So swinging Saskia at Jimmy shields down is gonna deal him 8 damage. 4 from Saskia, 4 from her trigger. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't know I have another trick up my sleeve. Before damage, I'm going to tap 4 and play a Chroma's Will.
Come on. Ooh.
I control my commander, so both things are what I will choose. Saskia will gain Flying, Vigilance, Double Strike, Lifelink, Indestructible, Prot all colors until end of turn.
Sure, so it's gonna be a 4/5 double strike lifelinker?
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad. I can't do anything about that, so I'm gonna take 8 damage double strike from Saskia. Going to 14.
And then Saskia will trigger and deal another 8 damage to you.
Okay, and then I'll go to 6.
Oh boy. Well, that does turn off Sylvan Library.
Sure does.
I barely survived this attack, but looking around the board, Josh's Tiamat can just crash over and kill me next turn, so I have to be really, really careful here. That was way too close for comfort.
Jimmy is obviously the threat. We want to take him out of the game before he gets any more scary. Can't have that doubling season sitting around. But also, every point of damage he takes, that is less card draw from Sylvan Library. So this is just good all around.
Saskia also was given lifelink by a Chroma's Will, so I will gain 16 life. So I'll go to 51.
Oh.
On my second main, I will tap 3 for Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh, okay.
I just want to pause in a moment of appreciation for the masterpiece version of the Sword of Feast and Famine, which is one of the most beautiful cards in the history of Magic. Just look at that thing. Stop looking at me, look at that thing. Sword of Feast and Famine.
And then I will pass the turn to Jimmy.
Okay, I'm going to untap, and then I will have a Sylvan Library trigger, so I'll draw 3 cards. All right, I didn't expect my life total to be this low entering this turn, so I gotta figure out a way to stay alive, but also try to win the game at the same time. And I have a lot of big decisions to make here.
So it goes to Jimmy's turn here, and he really goes into the tank. He is thinking very hard, doing a lot of math. He clearly can do a lot this turn, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah, why not? I'll put 2 cards back on top and only draw 1.
No damage.
No damage.
Coward.
Remember, because of Nissa, I can tap my lands for 2 mana.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I'll tap for 3 mana, and I'm going to play Rings of Bright Hearth.
Come on.
Huh.
In a Planeswalker deck? Yeah, Rings is scary. So everything's gonna happen twice. Well, he has to pay for it, but of course he's gonna pay for it. He's got like 1 million mana now. Everything's going peachy keen for old Jimmy over there. Why can't everything be peachy keen for me?
And then I'm going to tap for 6 mana. I'm going to play Vorinclex Monstrous Raider.
Uh-oh.
We're in huge trouble. Now, if you can't read Phyrexian, here's Craig Blanchett in a bubble bath to explain it for you.
Phyrexian's an ancient language that's been mostly deciphered and translated into English thanks to the printing of these Praetors, which basically act as the Phyrexian Rosetta Stone. The first line of Vorinclex literally translates to always go and always fast, which means that he has trample and haste. This second block of text references you, the player, letting you put twice as many counters on other permanents or players. It's like another doubling season. This last line of text basically says the same thing, but with negative prefixes. So essentially, this card is doubling counters for Jimmy and nerfing counters for everybody else. Pretty sick, right?
I will then +1 my Nissa, and that's actually gonna add 2 counters because of Vorinclex.
Oh.
Rings of Bright Hearth is going to trigger, so I'm gonna pay 2 mana to get 2 Nissa activations. Because of Vorinclex and Doubling Season, each of those are gonna get 12 +1/+1 counters.
Oh, this got legitimately scary,
Just
real quick.
So let's recap what's going on here. Jimmy's lands tap for double, then he activates and gets double. Then he doubles what he gets and doubles it again and gets quadruple. There's just too much doubling going on Jimmy's board.
And then I'm going to -1 my Jiang Yangu.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm gonna put 4 +1/+1 counters on a creature. So I'm gonna put all 4 of those on my Vorinclex Monstrous Raider.
So it's a 10/10 now?
10/10, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like Planeswalker Ultimate. This is just like attack you with huge creatures.
I have a 10/10 Trample Haste, I have a 4/6, a 6/6, and 2 12/12s.
So you've got 44 power.
Josh's Tiamat and Olivia's Saskia are both lethal threats to me right now, and I'd love to take either one of the players out of the game, but I just don't have enough power to do so. I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can, cross my fingers, and hope for the best. I'm gonna go to combat. Olivia, I'm gonna swing at you with the 6/6 land and the 12/12 land, and Josh, I'm gonna swing at you with the Vorinclex, which is a 10/10, and the Godless Shrine, which is a 12/12.
22 damage coming in.
Not good.
My dragon's lethal to Jimmy, so I suppose I don't want it to die. So I'm gonna announce no blocks.
Okay.
No blocks for me.
Okay, go to damage?
Yeah.
All right, I take 22 and I go to 16.
That's fun.
I will take 18 and go to 33. Ugh.
And in the blink of an eye, my life total is super low. And the worst part about this is Jimmy can just do that again next turn. It's all on board. He's got all these activated abilities and all that's like, it doesn't even matter what cards are in his hand. He can add like another 30 power to the board next turn.
And Josh, I also get the Monarch because I hit you.
Oh, right, yep.
Good.
In my second main phase, I'm going to tap for 6, and I'm gonna cast Ugin the Ineffable.
And that comes in with what, 16 loyalty counters?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, but it's gonna kill a Tiamat, isn't it?
It's gonna kill something. I'm gonna -3 Ugin the Ineffable and murder Saskia.
Okay, she's back in the command zone. Seems decent.
Interesting, okay.
So Jimmy currently has no flyers and is dead on board to my Tiamat. And yet when he activates Ugin, he could easily use Rings of Bright Hearth to choose another target and kill my flyer, but he chooses not to do so. This is very suspicious. We definitely have to watch out for whatever trick Jimmy has up his sleeve.
Hey everyone, we are super excited that this episode is sponsored by Boom Studios, the makers of the Magic the Gathering comic book series.
The comics are a great way to see all of the MTG characters like Jace, Ralzeric, and Kaya come to life and kick some butt.
You know, I'm not even a big lore person, but it is super cool to see the Magic world in action.
The Volume 1 collection, which includes the first 5 issues of the comic, is out now digitally and in hardcover.
And the story is sweet. An attack on 3 of Ravnica's guild leaders sends a team of planeswalkers on a journey across not just Ravnica, but the multiverse itself.
The art is gorgeous, which makes it even cooler to see all the different characters showing off what they're capable of. Like Ral fries a building full of werewolves.
And Vraska, she turns a dinosaur to stone.
Plus, they've got a one-shot comic called Master of Metal, which follows the schemes of Tezzeret after he's been unshackled from Nicol Bolas.
You can find Master of Metal and the full Magic Volume 1 collection at your local comic shop or bookstore. And the whole series is available online at Comixology.com.
Thanks again to Boom Studios for sponsoring this episode, and be sure to check out those comics at your local bookstore or Comixology.com.
Greetings, 'tis I, Oko, everyone's favorite planeswalker. And why wouldn't I be? But perhaps you didn't know my astounding abilities extend even to solving hair loss. Behold as I turn this balding barkeep into an exquisite elf. Covered head to hoof in luxurious hair. Or fur. Whatever, go eat some grass. Of course, to keep your hair and your humanity, you could simply use Keeps, the stress-free hair loss solution. Now, bald can be beautiful, but you ought to have a choice, no? And should you choose to maintain your mane, Keeps can provide treatments starting at only $10 a month. With Keeps, setting up virtual doctor consultations is as easy as Pi tokens, which I would gladly turn into an elf. And medications get delivered right to your residence every 3 months. The results are proven, but it's crucial you act fast. While Keeps can save the hair you have, it can't return your long-lost locks. Or, you know, there's always the elk option. Dealer's choice.
If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/nights to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/nights with a K to get your first month free. Keeps.com/nights. All right, and that's gonna do it for me. I'll pass turn. At the end of my turn, I am the monarch, so I will draw a card.
Dang, girl.
That turn was crazy.
You betcha, boy. I hope the other players don't know this, but I'm not using my Rings of Bright Hearth here to double up Ugin's ability because I have another trick up my sleeve that I have to hold up.
I will untap my cards because that's something that I have agency over in my life. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Rugged Prairie because I'm feeling pretty rugged right now. And then I'm gonna give you a little something special to happen for me here, which is I'm going to cast my commander.
Now begins the Age of Enlightenment.
You did something! Yay!
Yay!
So Narset's big, awesome abilities trigger on attack. She doesn't have haste. It's great that Arin got to do a thing, but he didn't get to do the thing. So hopefully he survives and can get a shot at it next time around.
Obviously, I can't swing with Narset this turn. No haste, but I got something brewing. And then I'm gonna +1 Tezzeret and untap my Mana Vault.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do something hilarious. It's gonna blow your ineffable minds. Time Warp!
Yep.
I did something!
Yay!
I feel good about it.
I mean, another turn is a great way to give creatures haste. He's definitely gonna get an Narset trigger out, and hopefully he can use it to get rid of Jimmy.
We already know he has direct damage spells in his deck, and I'm at 6 life. I thought I only had to worry about Josh and Olivia. Turns out I am in a much, much scarier position now that Arin is able to take another turn.
Now, I can't do anything else, so I'm gonna pass the turn to myself.
Booyah! It feels like Arin is like a turn or two behind in this game already, so him getting an extra turn, not that bad. And at this moment, it's not the worst because anything he's doing, I gotta assume is going at Jimmy, and we need all the help we can get.
I'm gonna untap, upkeep. Mana Vault's gonna trigger. Oh, I'm not gonna pay because that's expensive. And who wants that when I got a Tezzeret, baby? So, Olivia, listen, yeah, I'm gonna use Narset to swing at you. Okay, so on attack, Narset's going to trigger.
Nice.
So I have to exile the top 4 cards of my library.
Who knows what he could flip here? Extra turn spells, direct damage spells, board wipes. It could completely change the game if it goes wrong.
I hope he can get something fun.
Board wipe, something maybe that kills planeswalkers, just anything that hurts Jimmy.
Get ready, cause Narset's about to cast all 4 spells. I'm gonna exile the top 4 cards of my library, and then I can cast any non-creature spells without paying their mana costs. What do we got? And I got, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that is a whiff.
Jeez.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a whiff here. I mean, not even a bit. It's a total whiff. He gets a signet, that's it?
I mean, it's just sad, really.
You get a signet, I guess.
I got a Boros signet.
The rest just stay in exile, is that how that works?
Yeah.
It could have gone worse. I got a Boros signet, which is fine. I guess it couldn't have gotten worse. It's like 5% better than the worst.
Oof, wow, dodged a bullet here with that flip. I feel really bad for Arin, I'm not gonna lie, but I also am very, very glad because that could have been the game for me.
Now to combat damage, Olivia.
I guess I'll take the 3.
Take the 3.
And I'll be at 30.
Second main, I will cast the Boros signet.
Value.
Yeah, so that Narset trigger was pretty grim. I'm hoping to get on this board and make a difference. Time to dig, baby. Here we go. And then I will play Thrill of Possibility. I have to discard a card. So I'm gonna discard Steam Vents. And I'm going to draw 2 cards.
I honestly hope he finds something ridiculous so he gets to be in the game with us. Hopefully he directs it at Jimmy.
And did I draw what I needed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right. I'm gonna play Faithless Looting. I'll draw 2 cards. I'm gonna discard 2 cards, and Faithless Looting will go into the graveyard. Ooh! Ooh! Those are good. So, I'm seeing Jimmy over there being a real problem. I pulled a card that I think is gonna make everybody like me and really set the playing field straight, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to +1 Tezzeret to untap my Mana Vault.
Heyo.
And then, I'm gonna play a Cataclysmic Gearhulk.
Oh!
I figure it would help everyone out. First of all, it doesn't affect Josh and Olivia basically at all. And for me, I just get rid of the Signet and I think the Gear Hulk. But for Jimmy, it's a problem.
This is a pretty big deal here. It's not gonna get rid of Jimmy's land creatures, but he'll only be able to choose one enchantment, one planeswalker, one regular creature. And this is gonna be a good first step to sort of equalizing this game, getting us back on even footing. So I'm happy to see this Gear Hulk.
Arin's hand is definitely forced into playing this card because it doesn't look great for him when it resolves, but he also doesn't know about this thing I got up my sleeve. That's a powerful spell. In response, I'm going to tap for 2 green and 1 white.
Yikes.
And cast Teferi's Protection.
Wow.
So I'm gonna whoop, 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 out of here.
There's nothing I can do about that, eh?
Nope, it's not great.
This is the perfect response to any kind of board wipe effect because my entire board disappears, my life total can't change, and I'm effectively out of the game until my next turn. All that damage I was worrying about from Josh, not a problem anymore. I'm going home for the holidays. I'll see y'all in a bit.
Try as he might, every single thing Arin has done has been a whiff.
This whole turn, just been peachy keen.
Okay, so Jimmy goes away. So Jimmy is effectively not at the table. This basically guarantees he's untapping with the board he's got and then adding more creatures and oh boy, it feels like this is probably a game-winning play. I don't know how we survive his next turn. Okay, so we have to choose an enchantment, a planeswalker, a creature, and an artifact, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I only have one of each, I'm fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to you and me. It actually only matters to Arin now. He will have to get rid of
a creature and an artifact. I'll choose Narset as my creature, Mana Vault as my artifact, Tezzeret as my planewalker, and then the rest has to go. I spent 5 mana to have a net negative effect, so nobody loses anything except me.
It's a shame, really.
Well, I tried. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn on account of that I hate myself.
Okay, I will untap. I have a Court of Bounty trigger, but I don't have any lands, so I can't make use of it. Then I'll draw my card for turn. Okay, well, we can't kill Jimmy because he's phased out until his next turn. So what I gotta do is try and get as many blockers on the table as possible, batten down the hatches, and then just try and survive until my following turn. All right, I'm gonna pay 7, and I'm gonna play Belladros.
Okay.
I'm playing this card because it's going to create a bunch of blockers, and Jimmy's lands, though they're huge, do not have trample. Again, I'm just trying to survive the incoming avalanche from Jimmy. Then I'm going to float a green, and I'm going to activate Belladros' ability where I pay 10 life.
Oh, wow.
Sir?
And untap all my lands. So I'll go to 6.
Oof.
I'm thinking now maybe I have a chance because everybody's just going willy-nilly with their life. So if I can swing with a creature or two, maybe I'll take a win out of this.
All right, I'm gonna pay a green, and because I have a 7/7 in play, I will play the Great Henge.
Oh.
For 2 green.
Whenever this bad boy plays a creature, gets to draw a card. And there are a lot of creatures in that deck. Must be nice to have creatures.
And I will play Terror of the Peaks.
Ruh-roh. That is a scary card.
So this is a possible way to kill Jimmy during his turn because it can deal instant speed damage. However, I would need flash creatures to do it. I don't really have any. But again, I'm trying to survive, and if I manage to do that, this will be helpful on future turns. The Great Henge will trigger on Terror of the Peaks. So we'll get a +1/+1 counter, and I will draw a card. So it's actually a 6/5. Then I'll tap my Great Henge for 2, and I will play Scion of Draco, which only costs 2 because I have all 5 basic land types.
This is so good in a 5-color Dragons deck because it gives Tiamat every single ability that it can grant. And one of them is lifelink, and that is really bad for me because I'm trying to kill everyone with damage.
So when that enters, there's a couple of triggers. I'm gonna stack it so that the Terror of the Peaks trigger happens first, so I gotta deal 4 damage to something. And then I'm gonna point that damage at Tezzeret.
Cool. Down to 1.
I don't really want to deal any damage to players right now because I need their life totals high so they have a possibility of surviving Jimmy's next turn. If he can't kill all of the other players, then he'll probably die on the crackback to whoever survives. It'll also trigger the Great Henge, so it'll come in with a +1/+1 counter, and I'll draw a card. Becoming a 5/5.
Cool.
And I also tap the Great Henge there for mana, so I'll gain the 2 life and go to 8. I think I'm gonna swing at Tezzeret to keep you guys' life totals as high as I can.
But Tezzeret's the one that makes me do things.
Well, would you rather me just hit you? I'll give you the choice. I'll hit you or Tezzeret. It just feels like we're gonna be pretty close to the edge of like death, but I have to deal 7 so I can gain 7.
That's true. Go for it.
All right, so I'll go to combat and I will swing Tiamat at Tezzeret.
Yep. He's gotta know when his time's up.
All right, Tezzeret's time is indeed up. He's gone.
Doesn't seek anymore, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I will gain 7 life, and I will go to 15.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
And with that, I will pass the turn to you, Olivia.
Okay, I'll untap.
On your upkeep, Bellatrix will trigger, and I will make a pest.
Ooh.
There is a Terror of the Peaks trigger, and I will deal 1 damage to...
My Sword of Feast and Famine. Says any target.
So I am purposely not throwing any damage from Terror of the Peaks at my opponents. I need their help. I need them to stay alive. So I'm just gonna throw it at my own creature and make the damage useless. I'll deal 1 damage to the Scion of Draco.
Pretty dope.
All right. I will Sylvan Library.
Pay the 8. Pay the 8.
I'm only gonna keep 1.
Okay, no damage.
Jimmy's had 1 card in his hand all this time. It could actually be anything. And it's probably helpful to know what's in everybody's hands at this point in the game. And then I will play Valky, God of Lies.
Cool.
Oh, that doesn't target.
It does not.
Nice.
Oh, so you're gonna be able to nab Jimmy's last card?
Correct.
That's actually kind of big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So each opponent reveals their hand.
Get ready, because you're about to see magic.
Ooh, look at those creatures.
I have a land.
All right, cool.
The fact that Jimmy only has a land in hand is actually pretty encouraging. There's a good chance what we see right now on his board is what we get. And what we see right now, I think we might be able to survive it, or at least some of us.
Valky whiffs, but...
No, I have a Dragonborn champion and a Kalia.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you 99 to Kalia? Nice.
Kind of a whiff, not crazy about my targets, but I'm gonna take Kalia here because at least I get flying out of it, so evasion plus a sword, even better than just the sword. Josh, I'll exile Kalia.
Okay.
Jimmy, you can keep your temple card.
I will.
And Aaron, you can keep your cards.
All right. Guess they're not good enough for you.
I will now pay 2 and attach the Sword of Feast and Famine to Ignoble Hierarch.
All right, so it's a 2/3 now.
Prop black green. I will now move to combat.
Yep.
Aaron, I'm gonna swing at you with Ignoble Hierarch. And it has exalted. It'll get +1/+1. That will make it a 3/4 coming at you.
I guess I'll just have to take the 3. I go to 31.
Sword of Feast and Famine will trigger. I get to untap my lands.
It's pretty good.
Aaron, you'll discard a card.
I'm going to discard my Arid Mesa, which I'm very upset about.
I understand. And then I'm going to tap 6 and play Saskia.
Pretty good.
Speaking of name,
Jimmy.
seems fair.
Honestly, my biggest reason for playing this, it's just really good to get another body out on the board. Additionally, if I can make it to the next turn, I can swing again at somebody who's open, like Aaron, and we can get Jimmy out of the game. I guess I'll just pass the turn to Jimmy.
Okay, I will phase back in.
Oh boy, everybody, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's about to be Jimmy's turn. He's untapping, he can create a ton more power and creatures. Can he kill us? Can he kill me? I'm more worried about me than them. Spoiler alert. All right, on your upkeep, Bellatrix will trigger.
Yeah.
And I will make another pest. When it enters the battlefield, Terror of the Peaks will trigger. Jimmy, take 1.
Ooh, okay, I go to 5. I will go to my draw step. I will look at the top 3 cards because of Sylvan Library. I am only going to draw 1 card from the top 3.
Smart.
Josh's Terror of the Peaks and Olivia's Saskia are both lethal threats to me right now. And if I can't take them all out at once, that leaves me really exposed on the crackback. And I'm at such a low life total, it's gonna be game over. I'm gonna +1 my Nissa. I'm gonna pay 2 mana for the Rings of Brighthearth. So I'm gonna target the 2 lands that are tapped on my board.
So it's a 12/12 Temple Garden and a 12/12 Marsh Blast?
That's right.
Okay.
Josh, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers.
Yep.
If I kill Josh, then Olivia just kills me on the backswing. Josh has got a ton of blockers on the ground, which are perfect against my board because I don't have trample. I just don't have enough power to close it out. I don't think I can do enough here.
Yeah, I don't think you can kill 2 people.
So what do I do? I'm just laser focused on trying to find a solution here to get me out of this, and I'm not seeing it. I can only kill 1 person.
I wonder what target he's gonna go after. I mean, I kind of deserve it.
I'm already totally behind. I'm really hoping Jimmy's going to be kind.
I think my best move at this point is just to take down the biggest threat at the table, and that is definitely
Me. He's definitely coming after me.
And then I'm going to -3 the Ugin the Ineffable. I'm going to pay an additional 2 mana to Rings of Brighthearth that, so I can kill 2 permanents that are 1 or more color. So I will target your Beldros, Josh, and your Terror of the Peaks. All right, I'm just gonna try and take out 2 of Josh's biggest threats and hopefully be able to swing all my creatures and just kill Josh right now.
All right, so this is really bad. It's gonna get rid of 2 of my blockers. Luckily, I knew it was coming and I had some time to prepare. Okay, in response.
Uh-oh.
I will...
Oh, that's right, I knew you had this card.
Heroic Intervention.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to reveal it off your thing.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I should have been paying better attention because this was revealed when Josh showed his hand last turn.
Clearly, Jimmy was just dazzled by the shininess and beauty in his deck and completely forgot to read what was in Josh's hand.
I was so focused on my own stuff, I didn't even look at what the other players had in their hands.
I didn't remember they had the heroic intervention either. I probably would have done the same dang thing.
So I will give Indestructible and Hexproof. Basically, they don't die.
Jeez.
So Jimmy was thinking really hard, calculating a lot, taking into account everything on the board, but he forgot that I had revealed this card, and it's gonna cost him. I'm gonna get to keep my blockers, which is a big deal.
Okay, that was a misplay. Should have killed that Saskia now, thinking about that. Okay, well, I got. So at this point, I'm pretty sure, looking around the board, I'm gonna die here. But fortunately, I can still do the thing that I always love to do in every Commander game. Swing all out at Josh. I'm going to -1 the Jiang Yangu, and I'm gonna tap an additional 2 for the Rings of Brighthearth. I have 8 power and 2 installments of 4 counters to put somewhere, so I will just stick all 8 of it on my Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Dryad really went to the gym.
Yeah.
It's a very strong naked boy.
And since things are looking real dire for me, I'm just gonna go to combat, and I'm gonna swing everything at Josh.
We're having fun today.
Yeah. This is actually less coming at me than I thought there would be. A big deal here is that I still have the lifelink on all of my black creatures from that Scion of Draco. So I could just block it and easily survive, but I actually see an opportunity here, so I'm gonna take it. So Tiamat's gonna block Vorinclex.
Okay.
And then my other 5 creatures will block the 4 12/12s and the Dryad.
Okay.
So the 6/6 land's gonna get through.
And the 10/10 trample.
3 of that damage will come through.
Right, so you're only gonna take 9?
Well, hold on, but before damage, I'm gonna do something a little crazy. I'm gonna pay 10 life and untap all my lands.
Whoa.
What the frig?
So I'm gonna go to 5.
What is Josh doing now?
And then I'm going to tap 4, and I'm going to Achroma's Will.
Josh!
Oh no.
He forgot about the heroic intervention, whatever, but then he forgot about the Achroma's Will too. Dang.
Solid play, solid play.
Okay, I'm an idiot.
Can't pass up all this life gain.
No.
So usually you want to use this card on attack. However, because it gives double strike and lifelink to all of my creatures, this is gonna really bolster my life total, and that's big game. My creatures get a lot of stuff, but the thing that matters here is the double strike and the lifelink.
Oh my gosh.
So all my creatures are double strike and lifelink.
Oof.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. This sucks.
Okay, so let's go to damage.
Okay.
So on first strike damage, I will deal a total of 24.
Oh my god.
And gain 24 life, so I'll go to 29.
Cool.
And then we'll go to regular damage.
Yeah.
So I'll gain another 24, but on this I'll take 9. So I'll effectively gain 15.
Right.
And I'll go to 44.
Well, it was great knowing you all, but I am no longer the biggest threat at the table. Oh my gosh. Not only was I unable to kill any creatures, I was also unable to do any damage. Josh actually gained life at the end of this. Yeah, I done messed up. So which of my creatures are dead now?
Then Vorinclex will die, and one of the 12/12s will die. Everything else just bounces off each other.
Okay.
Your stuff's so big it can just take the double strike and still live.
Guess so.
So this couldn't have gone any better. Survived Jimmy's attack, actually more than survived, gained life out of it. And he's out of gas, he's at low life totals. Yes, his board's still scary, but there's no way he makes it through his next turn. I'm already starting to think about Arin and Olivia and how I can knock their feet out from under them and finish this game off.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm going to pay 1 life and sacrifice my Marsh Flats. Going to 4. I'll find a basic plains, put it on the battlefield untapped.
Sure.
I I'm going to tap for a blue and a green, a white and a black, and cast my commander, Atraxa, Praetor's Voice.
She's finally.
I forgot you could do that.
Yeah, I have commander.
I have never seen Atraxa be so irrelevant to a board state. He should have considered bringing her out, I don't know, a while ago.
At this point, I really am just completely out of options. There's nothing on the top of my library, there's nothing in my hand. But at the very least, that animation was pretty cool. I'm gonna go to my end step, and I'm gonna proliferate my entire board. Because of doubling season, I get 2 counters instead of 1 on everything I'm proliferating.
Do you want to proliferate my Terror and my Scion?
I do not even want to look at you.
Okay.
And then because I am the Monarch, I will draw a card, and that's gonna do it for me. Pass the turn.
In your end step, I'm just gonna take a deep sigh.
Yeah.
Catch my breath a little bit.
I mean, to be honest, we thought we were gonna die during that turn probably, so.
Yeah, we all did. I mean, Jimmy went for the YOLO. I'm grateful because could have killed me. But now I feel like Josh is the problem. He's got a lot of bodies on the board. My goal right now is to just find a way to make it to another turn.
I'm gonna untap. All the tapping, except for the vault. The vault stays. I take 1 for the vault.
On your upkeep, Bellatrix is gonna trigger and I will make a pest. And then that will trigger Terror of the Peaks. And Jimmy, go ahead and take 1.
Fine. I go to 3.
I'm going to draw a card, and then I'm going to flash back my bad boy looting.
Yep.
Sure.
I'll draw 2. I've discarded a duplicate and a chromatic lantern.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do some funny stuff.
Cool.
I'm going to cast Elspeth, Knight Errant.
Let's just say I have some unfinished business.
Ooh. Elspeth, Knight Errant's second ability can target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until end of turn.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna put that on Narset.
It's a 6/5 first strike.
First strike, hexproof flying.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swing at the Gymster.
At me?
I won't kill Jimmy with Narset, but I will get the attack trigger, and I probably will take out his Atraxa. I'm actually affecting something, and that feels really good. Okay, so on attack, Narset's going to trigger.
Uh-oh.
I'm really hoping that Arin flips a board wipe off of this Narset attack because looking at the table, Josh is definitely the new archenemy, and I think that could maybe save my life. I don't know though, fingers crossed.
Okay, so then I will take the top 4 cards of my library, and I will exile them.
If Arin reveals a board wipe here, it's gonna set me back to square one. It would be really bad. I also am worried about extra combats or extra turns, which will allow him to keep going and keep looking for board wipes. So this could definitely go south fast.
The last Narset trigger was no bueno, but now, got through all the bad cards, and now I'm ready for the good cards. Here we go.
Okay.
I got...
That's some cards.
Oof.
That's really bad.
Come on. I gotta say, can't even equip the sword. Tezzeret's Gambit gives me card draw that I can't cast, so I'm feeling really good right now.
Are you really feeling really good right now?
No, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good at all. I have all this card draw. I dug so deep.
Poor Arin. I know the feeling.
It was a valiant effort.
That's a whiff.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those over here so I can cast them later. Let's go to blocks.
I will go to block. I don't want to die, so I will block your Narset with my Atraxa. But your Narset has first strike, so I don't do any damage.
Oh, you don't get the life link. Oh no.
Whatever, this game was over.
So this really couldn't have gone any better. Arin reveals nothing impactful off of the Narset. He's able to kill Atraxa, which could block one of my flyers. And because of the first strike, Jimmy doesn't even gain any life. So I'm sitting pretty.
All right, second main phase. I'm gonna cast Sword of Fire and Ice for free, haha. And then I'm gonna cast Tezzeret's Gambit and draw 2 cards and then proliferate in that order.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I am gonna go ahead and pass the turn. It's looking pretty bad right now. I'm not getting the cards that I need from my draw. I'm totally open. I'm tapped out. It's all I can do.
Okay, I will untap. I have 2 upkeep triggers. Court of Bounty, I don't have a land, so that means nothing. And Bellatrix, I'll make another pest. Triggers, Terror of the Peaks, and I will do 1 damage to
me.
To Arin.
Yay!
So he asked for it.
Look, man.
Okay, so the first step this turn is to make sure that Jimmy is knocked out of the game. He currently is the only player I see that can really threaten me. I'm gonna try and do it with non-combat damage though, so I still have enough to throw at Arin and or Olivia. I will draw for turn. Okay, I'm gonna start off by tapping 4, and I will gain 2 from the Great Henge, going to 46, and I will play Dragonborn Champion.
Uh-oh.
I have 2 triggers. Great Henge, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So it's a 6/4, and then Terror of the Peaks.
Yep.
Jimmy, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do the last damage to you.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure.
Okay, I will take 6. And I will die.
Ooh.
You know, a lot of things went well this game, and a lot of things went wrong, but at the end of it, I got killed by a cool looking card, and that's all right by me.
So there are 3 players left in this game. One of them has yet to really participate. One of them is terrified of the person sitting to her right. The third has a lot of dragons and is going to end this.
Okay, so 2 things when Jimmy's knocked out. One Dragonborn champion, that was me dealing 5 damage to a player, so I'll draw a card. And then I get the Monarch. Because if the Monarch dies during another player's turn, that player becomes the Monarch.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
And then I will draw a card from the Great Henge, because Dragonborn champion is a non-token creature. Then I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm gonna cast Lightning Greaves.
Whoa.
And I will attach the Lightning Greaves to my Dragonborn champion. Okay, then I will go to combat.
Josh is looking very dangerous. It's like I didn't turn around to see the army behind me that I was like, I'll fight with you, yeah! And I got like a spoon. And then I look behind me and there's like all of the US Army behind me, and I'm like, oh, that's bad.
And I'm gonna swing everything at, I'm gonna swing everything at you, Arin.
Are you really sorry?
So I'm going after Arin here because Narset is scary. If he swings next turn, he looks at the top 4 cards of his library. If one of them's a board wipe, I'm in huge trouble. If one of them's an extra combat or an extra turn, he gets to keep going. So I think it's just safest to take him out first, and then I'll deal with Olivia. It's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Oh, okay. In response, I'm gonna die. Goodbye, cruel world. And hello, dragons.
All right, and then on that combat damage, I have more triggers here. I gain 15 life, going to 61.
I'm very happy for you.
And then because of Dragonborn Champion, I will draw 4 cards, because I have 4 creatures that dealt 5 or more.
Oh, is that so?
So we're down to 2 players, and I feel very much in command of this game. Olivia is gonna get 1 more turn though, so let's see what I can clear away on our board so she doesn't have much to work with. All right, I will play a land for turn, then I will float 5 mana, and I will play Crux of Fate.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I mean, you knew I had it.
Yeah, but still.
Don't act surprised.
I don't know why he thinks he needs to play with his food before it's dead, but here we are.
All right, so destroy all non-dragon creatures. That's 4 pests that died, so I'll gain 4 life. This gets rid of all my pests, which is a little annoying, but not a big deal. Getting rid of any ability Olivia has to sort of reach out and do damage to me, that makes me feel really safe.
Honestly, my only hope right now is that something sweet is gonna come up with that Sylvan Library. If I can make it to the next turn, I at least get to look at the top 3 cards and see what I can do.
Then I'm going to pay 10 life and untap all my lands because of Beldros. Then I'll play Ugin. The OG Ugin.
Yeah, why not?
And I will -2 the Ugin to get rid of all colored permanents that are 2 CMC or less, which is just the Sylvan Library.
Cool. So fun story. I actually know what's on the top of my deck from the last time the Sylvan Library popped off. Josh doesn't know he's won.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'll untap.
On your upkeep, Beldros triggers, get a pest. Terror of the Peaks triggers, I'll do 1 damage to you.
All right, I will draw for turn. May this be our salvation, as in mine,
a
not
board
yours.
wipe goes a long way.
And it goes your way in the end.
Good game, good game.
Wow.
Good game.
So I will stand and accept my death, bathed in dragon flame.
And then my army of borderless dragons wins the game. Where's the borders? There's no borders. You can't see them. I can reach as far as I want to. Yes. This was a really cool game. I just loved seeing all the awesome different versions of cards that everyone was playing.
It was really great being able to really take your customization of a deck to the next level.
I love seeing different arts, the showcase frames, and all those really cool treatments we've had in the past years because it brings a lot more personal expression to the table.
Some real standouts for me, the heavy metal set, the brutally basic lands that are black and white like old metal posters,
the Bob Ross lands, the old school signets.
I think the Sea Layers are dope. I get every single one.
It's been another great year for the Command Zone and Game Nights. Just want to thank everybody out there for sticking with us, watching all our content this year. Here's wishing you a happy holidays and a very Merry Blingmas.
Yay.
All right, you made it to the end of the episode.
Nice job,
Jingle
John.
bells,
Jingle
Jimmy.
bells. Yay. Celebration. That was a really fun episode. Lots of crazy plays.
It was just fun to watch those decks because they're so beautiful.
Yeah, you can't actually focus on what's happening. You're just looking at the game the entire time.
Yeah, all the best versions of all the cards. Big thanks to channelfireball.com/commands. But mostly Channel Fireball really went the extra mile on this episode to give us all of the cards that we used in this episode. I mean, we made a deck that was like fully around masterpieces. There's like 60 masterpieces in that thing in Arin's deck, and we didn't have all those cards. So Channel Fireball helped us get those cards, and now they're up for auction on eBay. All those links are in the show notes. And the cool thing is that the proceeds from those auctions are going to go to charity.
Yep, No Kid Hungry. It's a charity dedicated to ending child hunger in America. So not only do you get the chance to bid on these decks to get a piece of Game Night's history in your hand, as well as just incredible looking decks, all 4 of them, you're also helping benefit a great cause.
Yeah, it is the holidays after all. And of course, we have to talk about the really cool holofoil playmats from UltraPro. These things just look amazing. I'm sure you can see it on the video, but they're here in front of us, and I just can't get over them.
So these holofoil playmats are made from a brand new, shimmery, subtly fractal material, but they're just as soft and safe as the regular UltraPro playmat fabric. There's nothing that wears off of the playmat. These are just as functional and the same size as your regular playmat, so they're just a great way to add an incredible amount of pizzazz to your tabletop.
Yeah, and UltraPro tells us that there is no finish or anything on the playmat that's going to wear off. They're great for long-term use, in tournaments or at your home play group, or, I use stuff like this for my mouse pad at my desk.
Yeah, we're really excited. I've never seen a playmat quite like this. This also has bordered stitching to give you that premium feel and that standard rubber base that keeps it in place on your desk.
I mean, look at these. I've got Tamio here.
I got Ashok.
Now, we don't know much about the artwork. I mean, we know it's from a secret layer,
yeah.
but we don't know any information beyond that. But I got to say, the UltraPro just knocked it out of the park with these playmats. They look amazing.
Yeah, especially in person and up close. You have to see them if you get a chance. I can't wait to use these in my playgroup.
Speaking of having a chance to see them, good segue, Jimmy.
Aha.
Every single episode of Game Nights, we take the 4 playmats that were used in the game, and all the players sign them, and then they become part of the giveaway at the end of the episode.
Yep.
And it just so happens that we are currently at the end of the episode. So I guess the big question is, Jimmy, how do they enter to win this stuff?
Yeah, thanks for sticking around, everyone. You have 3 ways to enter the giveaway for the Game Nights Blingmas episode. The first way is on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Game Nights, that's Nights with a K, and include a link to this episode of the show, and just tweet out anything you want about it. Another way is on Facebook. You can navigate your way to our Facebook page, find the post that shares this episode of Game Nights, and in the comments section, tag a friend that you think might want to watch the episode as well. And finally, the third way to enter is on Instagram. Just use the hashtag Game Nights, and that's all you have to do. Make any sort of post you want. As long as it's related to Magic, we are good to go. And that's it, 3 total ways to enter. But remember, you have only 1 week from the release date of this episode to enter, after which we will pick those winners. We're going to announce them on our social media, and then they will be sent these awesome Blingmas packages.
Yeah, that's the deadline. Once we've announced the winners, you can no longer enter to win.
Yep, 1 week.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to miss out, especially because this is a really special episode with all of the awesome bits and pieces. Don't forget, channelfireball.com/commands or promo code, but you can also go check out the eBay links to bid yourself on the decks we played in this episode.
I mean, if it was me, I definitely want Arin's deck.
Oh, the Masterpiece deck? For sure.
It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
But Dragons Without Borders, how can you say no to that?
It did turn out pretty cool.
It did.
Because it won.
I do love some dragons. So yeah, lots of great opportunities this time around, and very happy holidays from Josh and myself and the entire Command Zone crew to everyone watching along at home.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Not only watching us for the full year, but actually watching this video until right now, because we've been rambling for a while.
And if you are still watching it, go get one of these playmats. They're pretty good, and you get one last shot of Josh Treequai, as we have dubbed him in the office.
Yeah, you should go find one of these shirts too, because they're pretty cool.
They're great. Or, you can get caps with little bells. Pretty good.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next time.